So when 5 years ago when we started, we were buying consumables in England, in the UK, and when our market started to grow, we decided to look to the Far East, and we've been buying in China for 5 years. And but it's changed. The picture's changed over that time to the point where we're looking in the UK at a new product for suppliers. I don't know if you have the same experience.
Well, when we went to China, which was about 5 years ago, the quality was pretty poor, and we ended up actually employing a Chinese individual in Beijing, you know, to basically visit the factories and basically check, you know, that they are, you know, basically producing out of a clean room. In some cases, the room was clean, but it wasn't necessarily a clean room. Yeah. So we had a lot of issues in the early days. Gradually over the last 5 years, you know, quality has improved significantly. But of course, you know, the actual cost has also increased. You know, transportation, you know, the currency fluctuation over the last couple of years specifically. So now we're sourcing probably 50% of our components, you know, locally or in Europe.
Is that right?
Wow. Yeah. So different experiences. We're still sourcing what I would say the textiles, the high volume, relatively low cost consumables from China, but where we need a bit more precision or some bespoke components, we're generally sourcing from local companies or in the EU. So so we've got a nice blend, I think, in terms of how where we're sourcing products from at the moment.
And are you moving back from China now? Is that the plan?
Well, for the existing product lines where I've got the supply chain in China, I'm staying there for the time being, but I'm using the opportunity of a new product to look for UK suppliers, and those people also might be an alternative to my existing product consumables. So I just feel I've learned, you know, that as you say, that not just the volatility of exchange rate, but also the transit time creates a large financing cost. Yes. And then if you get a batch ready for shipment and then it fails your inspection, where are you then? You know, you've got another 30 days of manufacturing potentially and another 30 days of shipping. And if you've got to promise to customers, you know, so you've got to, those costs are not trivial. And they've gone up a lot, haven't they? That's my perception.
And if you have to air freight rather than
don't
ship,
tell me about air freight.
And the cost is horrendous.
Yes.
You can wipe all your margin actually away if you have to air freight product.
Yeah, I agree. And what's interesting about if you have this experience on shipping is that, you know, I thought that, you know, that shipping would get easier, and it got easier in this year for about 3 months, and now it's worse than it's ever been. And in fact, now it's not just about price, but actually I tried to bring a batch over, and I had to wait 3.5 weeks for a ship, which has never happened before. I've never had to wait more than 10 days for a ship before, and that's a lot of extra time. You know, when you have to finance that, so you're trying to run relatively lean inventories, and then you just get out of the blue 2 weeks delay, you know, at really short notice. And that is a problem. And that's a problem that we are valuing more highly as we become, you know, more need to continue to prove that we can be trusted by our customers.
My experience is I've always dealt with UK-based suppliers from a manufacturing point of view, but we've been in the precision market where it's a comfortable margin, so it's more about the quality than squeezing a dollar on the margin. So, and I have to say, our business is just looking to get back into it. And certainly, I looked at a business recently that were sourcing from China, and they, as you say, they had to buy a container load each order. They had to pay up front, and the pricing was not far off what the market price is.